When we last left off, we had just got sucked into the ocean.
Riku!
He's gone.
blitzball!
Yeah.
Hey, you okay?
Hey! Yo. Hiya.
You wanna try that move one more time?
Finally. Things were starting to look up.
You know, amateur. Who you play for?
The Xanarkanabes.
What team you say again?
I meant, forget that. I got too, close to Sin, and my head's all foggy like. So, I don't know where this place is. Or even where I came from.
Sin's toxin got to you. But you're still alive. Praise be to Yevon.
Sigh.
All right, back to practice. I'm Waka, coach and captain of the Besaid Aurochs, brother. What, you hungry? Okay, back to the village. I'll get you something.
Okay, I've got my own personal gripes about the whole Yevon thing in this game, but we'll save it for when we get to it. And that is quite a while away. First, let's back to the old speech. Let's see if I
I felt like I could trust this Waka, so I just had to ask. It's true Xanarkan was destroyed, right? 1,000 years ago? So it's just a big pile of rubble now, isn't it?
Long time ago, there were a whole lot of cities in Spira. Big cities with machina, machines to run them. People played all day and let the machina do the work. And then, well, take a look. Sin came and destroyed the machina cities. And Xanarkan along with him. Yeah, that was about 1,000 years ago. Just like you said. If you ask me, Sin's our punishment for letting things get out of hand. What gets me, though, is we gotta suffer because of what some goofballs did way back when. Of course, we must always repent for our sins. That's important. It's just that it's hard to keep at it sometimes, you know?
It was just as Riku said. Waka and Riku couldn't both be lying. Why would they?
But you from the Xanarkan Daves, that was a good one, huh? Hey, I'm not saying that team never existed, yeah? But you gotta figure, a team living in luxury like that be pretty soft, eh?
I appreciated the fact that Waka was trying to cheer me up. But at that time, all I could think about was everything that happened to me. All this started with Sin. Maybe if I could find Sin one more time, I could go home. For now, I just live life until that time came. No more worrying about where or when I was. Sure, it was hard not to think of home, but I started to feel better already. A little better, maybe.
Taking it one step at a time. It's a very important life lesson, especially very much outside of
Hey, it's this way.
Huh?
Yeah.
What's the big idea?
Ah,
Let me go!
got a favor to ask you.
You want me on your team, right?
A major Blitz tournament's coming up. All the teams in Spira will be there. It's so huge, I'm sure someone there will recognize you. Then you can go back to your old team, right? It'll be fun. What do you say, huh? Come on, come on!
Sure thing.
Dude, our team is gonna rock, eh?
I thought then that Blitzball and Sin were the only two things that Spira and Xanarkand had in common. I wasn't too far off either.
I forgot he said that.
This is where I was born. I started Blitz when I was 5. I joined the Aurochs at 13, 10 years ago. 10 years, and we never won a game. Well, after last year's tournament, I quit. Time seemed right. So, after quitting, I got this new job, yeah? But every time my mind wandered, I thought about the game.
10 years without a single win will do that.
My first match last year was my big chance. But something else was on my mind. I couldn't focus.
That's excuse.
Nice excuse.
Hey, hey!
So, you want to win the next tournament? Go out with a bang. So, what's our goal?
I don't care how we do. Long as we play our best. If we give it our all, I can walk away happy.
No. If I say, what's our goal? You say, victory! When you play in a blitzball tournament, you play to win.
Victory? You're serious?
Ah, the one from the sea.
Be on guard. There are fiends on the road today.
After surviving your run-in with Sin, 'twould be a shame if something happened now.
Who are they?
Luzu and Gata, Crusaders.
Huh? Crews of what?
What, you forgot that too? Hey, sorry. Don't worry about it. I'll help you out.
Cool. In return, come tournament time, I'll make sure we take the cup.
Cool. About the Crusaders, you can ask them yourself. They got a lodge in the village. Besaid village.
They got any food there?
We'll get you something over there later. Take a look around first. Let's see. The Crusaders' Lodge is over yonder. Luzu and Gata are usually there. All right. Over here.
Huh? What's up?
You do remember the prayer, right?
Now, when I first played this, I immediately realized what he was talking about. When I played it several years later, I had no idea what he was talking about. For those who don't know, I'm going to say I don't know any prayers. Enjoy.
Of course, I'd never prayed before in my life. Not that he would know that.
You must have forgot there's something. Here, I'll show you. Go ahead, you try. Not bad. Okay, now, go present yourself to the temple summoner.
Any blitzball player would know that prayer. It was the blitzball sign for victory.
And yet you still butchered it. Welcome to Besaid Village. There are several small huts in Besaid. This one is your general store. Throughout the entirety of this game, you'll rarely see you buy anything. We stop from leaving the town and push back in. You're the guy from the scene, right? I heard about you from some One of these two is Juan's place. I think it's that one. No, this is Juan's place. We'll come back in. This one's them. That's the city. Always on around Besaid's we know as nothing but the best. This building is the Crusader building. We'll come back to it in a second. Because if you go through this Garcia, you find 3 chests in this bus. Same strip, same use, this house here is inside the house. You have 2 versions. And a high version. Must have been a shelf. This is the temple. If temples and churches look like this, you might be interested in religion. Just saying. We're attracted to interesting things. I'm speaking as a borderline. So let's go to the temple. The Crusaders are also in this place, which is the Besaid. Yeah, see that? Little tab on the ground there? Yeah. That looks like it's just the end of the table that Luzo and Kato sitting at. However, it's actually the outlet driver. We now have those 2 levers. Let's have a little chat with Luzo and Kato.
Hey, you! You were attacked by Sin, right? Recently, was it?
I think so.
So, Sin can't be far, right? You're not hiding anything, are you?
Why would I?
If Sin's nearby, it'll attack the island for sure. but it hasn't. I wonder why.
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything. To tell the truth, I don't even know what the Crusaders are.
You're kidding, right?
Sin, the toxin. Gotta tell him who we are.
Yes, sir. The Crusaders are sworn to battle sin. We have chapters throughout Spira, accepting all who wish to join our struggle. The hero Mihen formed the Crusaders 800 years ago as the Crimson Blades. Later, our ranks grew and we called ourselves the Crusaders. We've been fighting sin ever since.
What? You've been fighting 800 years and you still haven't beat it?
Well, we've steered sin away from towns many times. And that's all we can do. Nobody's ever been able to defeat it. Our mission as Crusaders is to protect the temples, towns, villages, and people of Spira.
So, then whose job is it to defeat sin?
Is sin's toxin really this bad, sir?
It does seem rather bad. We could just tell you, but I think it better for you to try and remember. Go pray at the temple. Perhaps Yevon will help you regain your memory.
In all the years I've played this game, I have never attempted to talk to Uzumageta after going to the temple. That only just occurred to me as I watched it again. Stuff me, am I right? I believe if we talk to Wakanda, he'll want us to go to the church.
Go present yourself to the temple summoner before we eat, yeah?
Right. So, there's a later point in the game where I want to say we've left Besaid, but you haven't left the island. Everything I could be saying right now could be 100% wrong, but there's a point somewhere in there where you go back to Besaid, not trigger Aeon. Some people were like, Aeon, what are you talking about? You'll know that left. And get a spear here. Similar to the spear that I totally ignored back in the ruins. This spear, however, helps the Aeon that we're going to be getting soon. Once again, you don't know, the aim is like, the heck is he talking about? Give it time. Give it time. We're going to be finding out about Aeons very soon. Who's ready for religion? This guy isn't. It's a general consensus. Religion is fine.
It was then, standing in that place, I began to realize how different this world was from my own.
Back to lives like faith. Faith in something. And replaced depending on what it's placed in.
10 years have passed since Lord Braska became High Summoner. And finally, we receive a statue for our temple.
Congratulations. Lizzie.
Oh, what's a high summoner? I got too close to Sin's toxin. It was funny hearing myself make the same excuse over and over. Funny and a little sad.
The Summoners are practitioners of a sacred art, sworn to protect the people of Yevon. Only a chosen few become Summoners, who call forth entities of great power, the Aeons. The Aeons hear our prayers and come down to us. They are the blessing of Yevon.
So what he meant was that we should respect some kind of great men or something like that, I figured.
And this is where the realist in me bangs my head against the wall. They are saying faith in heaven must strengthen into these particular beings through the summoners and summon aeons. But they don't explain how aeons even exist to begin with, or how a summoner in itself can do it, and why a regular person cannot. These details do get addressed, and it just drives home the point on how dangerous religion is. But once again, we get to that. In this side room, there's just a person that's searching the scriptures of them. I have found no cure for Sin's toxin. May the blessing of Yevon guide you to see? Time on people and a religion. I forgot why I came in here. Something told me in my mind there was some sort of item here. Small guardians, ramblings, crystal trolls. Guess it's not to leave it. With that, you've now achieved everything on the world. Told to Crusaders. Presented ourselves on the chapter. Explored the town. We've gotten everything we need. Let's go hang out in the markets.
Sorry, man. No time for lunch yet. Take a nap. You look pushed.
Alright.
You could at least go see how they are doing.
We can't interfere. It's a rule.
But it's been nearly. But it's been nearly.
It's been nearly a day already.
Perhaps you could go look for us.
People are searching for him now.
Thank you.
Who cares whether he comes back or not?
But he might die.
Fine, let him.
Do you hate him so? But if he dies, you'll never be able to tell him how much you hate him.
Waka?
As you see, Walker's finished. Let's go to Walker. Walker's probably run from the church.
Is something wrong?
The summoner hasn't returned from the trial.
Eh?
Well, apprentice summoner, really.
Huh?
There's a room in there called the Cloister of Trials. Beyond is where the apprentice summoner prays. If the prayer is heard, the apprentice becomes a fully fledged summoner. Remember?
Nope.
So someone is in there somewhere and they haven't come back out. Right, I got it.
A day's already gone by.
Is it particularly dangerous in there?
Sometimes, yes.
Why don't you go in and help?
There's already guardians in there. Besides, it's forbidden.
It's forbidden.
Hey, but what if something happens? What if the summoner dies?
The precepts must be obeyed.
Like I care.
Like I care.
That makes 4 times.
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all.
Thus marks the beginning of the first Cloister of Trials. These are mini puzzle games throughout the entirety of Final Fantasy X. And not doing one right, in the correct fashion, can penalize you severely when it comes to getting a specific Aeon later. By not doing all the Cloister of Trials flawlessly, you will miss out on a chance of getting probably one of the best Aeons in the game. Watch me stuff this up, even though I've done it perfectly so many times before. So we approach the glyph. It has arrows. And this will be a common symbol we see throughout the entirety of the Cloister of Trials. We touch the glyph. This will be a common, very common thing you see throughout the entirety of all the cloisters. Touch the glyph. And so we make our way down. You must use a sphere to go any further. Glyph spheres open the way to the Chamber of the Faith. These are the ones that help you progress through the cloister. Destruction spheres open the way to hidden treasure. Using the destruction sphere to get the hidden treasure is the very key thing to unlocking the stronger Aeon in the later game. It seems that Besaid spheres are also necessary. Each cloister has its own special sphere. They, along with the glyph spheres, help progress towards the Chamber of the Faith. We have a glyph sphere. You can only carry one sphere at a time, despite the fact that you have 2 hands. A good demonstration of the glyph sphere is to use the glyph sphere on a door like this. Insert sphere. The door opens. Now, remember, take the sphere. As you come around here, you see a spot? Put a gift sphere in it. Oh look, I opened a door. What's in here? Oh look, the destruction sphere. I'm gonna insert the destruction sphere here. Oh look, nothing happened. This weird collection of symbols can be touched. And doing so, opens a door. In here, I believe this is the Besaid? Yes, this is the Besaid sphere. Take the Besaid sphere and get it out of the way. Just put it in here for now, I guess. Now we take this destruction sphere and we put it in here. Oh dear, a line. And there it is. Each cloister has a hidden treasure, as mentioned earlier. This one contains the Rod of Wisdom. Intellect. Hidden items in the cloisters are only obtainable using destruction spheres. Where is it? I just totally passed by it. And we take the Besaid sphere. And we put it in this pedestal. Here I am waiting for something to happen, and I have to press B. Now the tough part. Pushing this forward without slipping around it. There we go. And then you just push it. You push it, and you push it, and you push it, and bam.
Hey! What's gotten into you? Hey, it's okay. Only summoners, apprentice summoners, and their guardians can enter here. It's a tradition, very important.
So what about you?
Me? I'm a guardian.
A guardian? Whoa! Ah!
Summoners go on a pilgrimage to pray at every temple in Spira. Guardians protect them. The guardian's in there now. One of them's got a sure fuse, and who knows what the other's thinking.
Heh.
Well, now that we come this far, might as well go all the way.
We're about to be introduced to two other characters that will be joining us down the road.
What are you doing here? Didn't think we'd be able to handle it.
No, it's just... See, I told you she gets mad easy.
Is the summoner all right?
are you?
I remember when I was younger, I was like, why is everyone suddenly looking at the door for? It's not like anything particularly is happening, we're just suddenly all staring at the door.
I've done it. I have become a summoner.
Congrats?
Man, was I surprised. And here I was thinking summoners were all old geezers.
Well, they're not. So there. And now, to learn about Aeons.
Hey, over here!
What? Ow!
Wait till you see this.
I can't see anything.
Ready?
Okay.
I had never seen anything like it in my life. Sure, it was a little scary, but still, I could feel a strange kind of gentleness coming from it.
As a sign of respect, I plan to name the Aeons after people I personally want to thank for getting me to where I am right now, where I am streaming this for everyone watching. All two of you. There is one person who shines above everyone else that I would like to name after an Aeon. However, there is one specific Aeon that he is most appropriate for. So, I have to think of someone else for this one. So just give me a moment while I think. I'll tell you what. We're gonna have a quick little break. And when we come back, I'll have a name. Okay, we're back. And I've got a name for our Aeon. So let's cut the music. Let's get back into it, shall we? Oast. Perfect.
I remember that night we talked for the first time. I didn't know it then, but after that night, everything changed. For everyone. For me.
Let me introduce you to the team. This guy here wants into the tournament so bad, I let him on the team. His memory's a little fuzzy, so don't mind him if he says anything odd. Come on, say hi.
Hi guys. So what's our goal?
To do our best!
Nope.
Nope, we got a new goal now. Our new goal is victory! To win every match, defeat every opposing team, to bring the Crystal Cup back to our island. That's all we need to do to win. Easy, huh? Victory! 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 Victory!
Exciting. There's going to be 6 teams from all over Spira at the tournament. Hey, I was hoping you'd join the team all along, yeah? Victory, huh? Hitting the other team hard and make it easy on your goalkeeper, yeah? Everyone's acting like we already won. Not that I can blame them, yeah? This next scene is the most entertaining, in my opinion.
You heathen!
Stay away from the summoner! You're a bad man!
Lady Yuna, be careful.
But it was really my fault to begin with. I'm Yuna. Thank you so much for your help earlier.
Huh? I'm sorry about that. Wasn't I not supposed to? Guess I kind of overreacted.
Oh no, I was overconfident.
Awkward.
I saw that Aeon thing. That's amazing.
Really? Do you think I can become High Summoner?
You don't have the qualifications to answer that.
Lady Yuna, come play with me some more.
So, tomorrow then.
Tomorrow?
We're going on the same boat, aren't we?
Oh, really?
We can talk more.
Huh.
You can tell me all about Xanarkand.
She's cute, yeah?
These options in the game, each one has an effect on the relationships that you have in the game. These overall mean nothing. But if you have enough with certain characters at certain points in the games, it can lead to unique dialogue for your playthrough. So, depending on what you choose, could upset or make people happy depending on what you choose. In this instance, choosing She's Not My Type earned you respect points with Waka. On the other hand, choosing yeah, get your bonus points with Yuna despite the fact that she's already walked away. There are many instances in the game with this. Choose whatever you feel like in the moment, because it really doesn't mean anything. Because all the fighting in the game pretty much cancels out all the damage these little dialogue bits do anyway. For now, I'm gonna say yeah, because I'm a guy.
Don't get no ideas.
No promises there, big guy. Hey, but what if she, like, comes on to me?
That's not going to happen.
And that's me.
If you get tired, let me know. I had a bed made for you.
Those are the two guy mentalities right there. Ignore the fact that she's going to be a high summoner. Ignore the fact that she's on a higher pedestal and he thinks he's lower. Forget all that. Just think of those two guys talking about a girl. Those were the two guy ideologies. What if she comes on to me? And that's not gonna happen. Your confidence level as a guy dictates which one of these you fall into. Naturally, I'm a walker.
Ready for bed?
Yep.
Good. Sleep tight.
Where's that boat?
Everyone will find us if it doesn't come soon.
You really sure this is okay?
Would you take me to Xanarkand? Hey! You said you'd go with me!
Oh, hey,
I thought Waka told you not to get any ideas. He did? Yeah, so you're coming with me.
Hey, stop dreaming! You with a woman? You can't even catch a ball! Oh, what's the matter? Gonna cry again? Cry, cry. That's the only thing you're good for.
I hate you.
Huh? What'd you say?
You have to speak loudly.
I hate you!
Huh?
That's the spirit. You can do it.
I have a story about that scene.
I hate you!
He's dead, okay? Dead. He does look a lot like Chapu. I was surprised too, the first time I saw him. But no matter what he looks like, he isn't Chapu. You shouldn't have brought him here in the first place.
Yeah, but he needed our help.
Excuses again?
Yeah, but...
That's it. No more. Enough, Waka.
Scary. So, who's Chapu?
My little brother, Chapu. He looked like you.
He's dead?
He was with the Crusaders when they fought Sin last year. He didn't make it. I first heard on the day of the tournament.
Oh, so that's why.
I became a guardian to fight Sin, yeah?
Revenge, then?
That was the idea. I'm more worried about a stupid game now than avenging my brother. Well, after the next tournament, I'll be a guardian full-time. I know it kinda looks like I'm using you, but I'm not.
Don't worry. I mean, I owe you a lot. You really helped me out, you know? What I mean is... thanks, Waka.
Stop. You're embarrassing me.
Now, back to my point earlier. The instance where Jecht was telling Titus he couldn't achieve anything. In this context, women. I had an eerily similar dream, but instead of my own dad, it was another me. It scared me straight for a good half a month. Let's save.
Hey, sleepyhead. Something I want to give you.
Whoa! You're giving this to me?
Yeah, use it well.
That's the sword you gave Chappu.
Well, he never used it. Where's Yuna?
We're taking the same boat as Yuna, right? Why do we gotta wait here?
Yuna came to this village 10 years ago, when the last calm started.
The calm?
Since then, she's been like a little sister to me and Lulu. But she had the talent. She became an apprentice. Now, today, she leaves as a summoner.
This is our journey. We should leave together.
You really don't need all that luggage. They're not really my things. They're gifts for the temples we're to visit.
This isn't a vacation, Yuna.
I guess you're right.
Okay, off we go.
The first time you play through the game, that scene doesn't really have any meaning. Once you've played through enough of the game to understand, that is a little shaking. Anyway, let's get into those tutorial fights and explaining the individual characters that I mentioned back in the first part of the stream.
Here comes one now. Hey, why don't you try out that sword I gave you?
This is a speed enemy. A speed enemy is best taken out by the main character Blondie, Titus, or in this case, me.
No problem.
Not too shabby. You kept up with him pretty well. Might make a good guardian someday. A flyer! My kind of customer.
As I mentioned back in the water section, Waka's specialty is taking out flyers. In the next tutorial, we'll be covering magic.
That looks like trouble.
Ha! Watch this!
Watch this! The immortal words of someone who's about to stuff up.
Only magic can beat that thing. If you can't beat them down, you gotta use magic of an element they don't like.
Magic? Element?
Let's have our black mage show you what I mean. Lou, you're up.
Clueless, aren't you? Good thing I'm here.
The elemental table. You would think they would go with the typical triangle. Water beats fire, fire beats grass, grass beats water. You know, Bergamot. But they go for a different way of handling the elements. There are 4 elements. Well, there's actually 5, but we'll get into that. Actually, there's 6 now I think about it. Anyway. There are 4 main elements. And those 4 main elements are fire, ice, lightning, and water. Just making sure that I'm saying this right and I don't make any mistakes. Fire and ice are opposed. Lightning and water are opposed. That means lightning and water are super effective upon each other, and fire and ice are super effective upon each other. Which kind of takes the logic of you dump water on a fire and throws it out the window. But hey, their game, their rules.
Spells of ice work well against fire fiends, and ice fiends are weak against fire magic. You follow?
I get fire and ice, but what about lightning and water?
Lightning and water are opposed, just like fire and ice. This one here is a water fiend, which means...
They tell it to you in 2 different occasions. One with a simple demonstration via text written on the screen, and then they give you a verbal cut down for you to try and understand as well. They're hoping by that point, without any sort of physical demonstration, that you have a full grasp on the elemental basis. With those 2 methods out of the 3 methods available, they will hit about 4/6 of their player base understanding what to do at this very moment. 2/6 will still have no idea what they're doing. I specifically said 6 because if you just said 1/3 and 2/3, that would just make it seem like less. So, we're dealing with a water fiend, so we're dealing with the thunder water table. He's a water fiend, so we go with the opposite element in his table, thunder. Really that simple.
Take your time.
Let's get going, man.
We're gonna wait.
Huh?
Are you ready?
What's going on?
And here's the first instance of where I thought something was something, and then it wasn't.
It's an ancient custom. People leaving the island pray here for a safe trip. Chappu didn't pray that day, Said he'd miss his boat.
At this very instance, when I first went through the game, I had no idea what this affected. There is a scripted event later. I thought it happened because I chose poorly here. And I went on thinking that until 2 years ago. I have since learned that all this decision does is determines which one of the people behind your character you get a reputation up with. You might guess which one the first one goes to. The second one you won't, so I'll just tell you. Prey gets you reputation up with Yuna. Just Watch gets your reputation up with Lulu. I thought that was interesting.
That should do it.
And now, a lengthy goodbye scene. Oh, I should be criminally locked up for forgetting this. I should be arrested purely for forgetting this. This next scene is amazing. Please welcome Final Fantasy X's resident Blue Mage / Dragoon, Kimari Ronso. Time to kick his ass. Jump. That was the one.
That's enough.
What's with that guy?
Kimari Ronso, of the Ronso tribe. He's learned the Fiend's way of fighting.
That's not what I meant.
He's another of Yuna's guardians.
Huh?
Sometimes we don't understand him either. Kamari doesn't talk much anyway. But he has protected me since I was a child.
Huh.
That first line of Yuna's is the most human point Yuna sounds throughout the entirety of this game. And that's sad. Alright, so we got some more scripted fights, but we're getting to that point where the scripted fights vanish, and we just have fights.
A flyer! That's your department, right?
True, but, why don't we let our summoner show us what she's made of?
So, at any point during Final Fantasy X, you can only have 3 playable characters on the field, unlike your typical 4 from the original game. or 5 or 6 from the other ones. So naturally, they want you to switch out main character and bring in Yuna.
Your first real battle. Let's see some style.
Show us what your training has taught you, Yuna.
Okay.
Summoning Aeons. Yuna, because she's a summoner, can bring in Aeons to do fighting. When the Aeon dies, they will become unavailable for several fights, or until you recover the Aeon's HP at a save ceiling. Now, we're going to see what Ostava is capable of in Final Fantasy X. I summon you with great power, O British person. He has arrived. Alright, Aeons work in the same way as the main characters. They have attack, their own magic, their own special ability, however. Each one of the main characters has their own little skill, so do Aeons. Ostava's version is Sonic Wings. Sonic Wings damages the enemy and delays their turn. So the idea is you just spam the living hell out of it. Because as you can see, a normal attack only just does double damage. We're gonna bring him down to one more hit. We can just say around 200. And then we're gonna focus on building up the limit gauge. Or the overdrive, as this game calls it. Okay, the next hit should be a kill shot. Okay, we have the energy ray ready. We could use it, but that'd be a waste. One hit just kills him. And unlike other Final Fantasy games, your overdrive bar saves per fight. So you can build up your overdrive bars, go into a fight, and open up with nothing but overdrives. I believe the next scripted fight explains how Waka can deal with the same enemy.
Another one of those. No problem. Leave this one to me, huh? Say goodnight, birdie.
This one is forcing you to use the skill Dark Attack. Dark Attack inflicts darkness on the enemy for 3 turns. You can tell this by seeing a dark element over the eyes of the opponent, like so. That indicates darkness is on the opponent and they won't be able to hit you. As Yuna is here and she is just a white mage, and no one really needs any healing, we might as well just switch her out and bring Galland back in and kick some ass.
Yeah.
Notice how the clouds disappeared just now. That means he no longer has darkness on him. So we have to reapply the dark attack if we want to keep dodging. Or we can just kill him. That works too. There is something I've been neglecting to mention up to this point. Throughout the last couple fights, we've been earning equipment. If we go into the individual people and click on weapon, we can see equipment that's available for them to equip. The longsword is that red sword that we had at the very start of the game, and it's been replaced with the Brotherhood, the blade that we got from Waka. However, we earned this metal shield a while back that will give us plus 5% defense. Just good things to check out for when you have it, because, hey look, Dark Touch, I don't have to use the skill. Oh look, Bright Ring, I don't have to worry about darkness. Oh wait, didn't I get a staff from the Cloister of Trials? Just small things to be aware. And now the scripted fights are over. You are now meant to understand what you are capable of and achieve it in a normal fight. Going against what you've been taught at this point will trigger voice lines telling you what to do. For example, if I were to say use Garland to not attack the dingo, but instead to go for the condor. Oh look, it hit, they didn't say anything. But what if I say used Waka to attack the water flat?
This is gonna take a while.
I'll handle it. Step aside.
It gives you a quick prompt saying, yo, you should probably do this instead. These will go for a while, but even eventually they will disappear. Because at some point they will realize, we've told you enough times, you should know what you're doing by now. If you have a full grasp on what you're dealing with, you should be able to one-shot everything without taking any damage. With the exception of the giant-ass birds. Now, if I remember correctly, once upon a time, I originally thought this was the point of no return. Once you drop down from here, and go through here and through here, you couldn't stop what you were doing. You had to continue with the story. Not quite true. You can run through here, take care of everything. Just don't board the boat. Oh, by the way, if you didn't get the items when you first arrived here, this is your last chance to get them until much later in the game. So if you missed out on those items at the start on this beach, get them now. During this you can talk to the many different villagers here, but it's best to just wait until the end so you know who you've talked to. Just don't board the boat. Oh, there are so many things I want to tell her. But seeing her there smiling, I just can't say them. Hey you cease crawling with fiends. So give this to Yuna, okay? I knew this time would come someday. I knew. I won't cry. I won't cry, yeah? You're really leaving. Here, a farewell gift from all in the village. May Evan's blessings be with our summoner on her pilgrimage. Here, a gift from the temple to sanctify her departure. The Seeker Ring. Now, the Seeker Ring is a ring that gives plus 10% HP on your white mage. Seeing that darkness only blocks your physical attacking, Seeker Ring is a little bit better. Lady Una, don't forget me, okay? We'll miss Lady Una. Come back soon, yeah? This point, right here. This is your last chance to save and backtrack to grind. Because if you go ahead, there is no more fights until a big boss battle. And that big boss battle, if you are underprepared, can catch you off guard and can end your game early. If you think you've done enough grinding, or if you just want to go YOLO, let's do this, just make sure you have a safe spot here, so you can come back here when you stuff up.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Besaid. We are off to kill Luca.
Boo.
I'm going to steal your binoculars. Garland, you're doing it wrong. Garland, you're still doing it wrong. And you stuffed up. The first time I played this, I initially thought he threw it into the ocean. Now, before you do anything else, there are two things you need to take care of immediately. If you go back here and enter this door, you'll enter the captain's quarters. Remember here, because after a certain point in the game, there's an Albed primer in there. If you come back here, there's nothing really here. And if you come up here, there's nothing really here. Just, those locations are important later. So, let's just take a moment to go downstairs.
Oh, them's fascinating clothes you're wearing. Yeah! Filthy, filthy. These won't sell.
or me name's not Awaka. Don't look like you got much money, either. I've no business with you. Out of me way.
Who do you think you are?
Awaka the 23rd, merchant extraordinaire.
Awaka the who?
Don't know me? Well, not many do. Not yet.
Now, this is a very crucial thing. Awaka the 23rd, merchant extraordinaire, is legitimately your main source of any sort of materials throughout the entire game, because he's a traveling merchant. Before you reach the end of a place called the Mian High Road, you need to give him 10,000 gil. Not by purchasing, but just giving it to him as a donation. You will understand what I mean in a second when I talk to him.
But someday, the name Awaka will be spoken all over Spira. Say, lad, you wouldn't have a bit of gil to lend?
Yep, sure. You need to make sure that you keep track of how much gil you give him, because you don't want to, give him all your money. That's just silly. But you need to give him a certain amount of money before that point I mentioned. So I'm going to just quickly grab a pen and paper and write down. Useless pen. And for now, I'm going to give him 1,500. Or maybe just 1,000? You know what? I'll just give him 1,000. That's 1,000. That's 100. Let's give him the correct amount, shall we? Here you go, mate. Have 1,000.
I guess it pays to ask, thank ye kindly, lad. Fine seed money for the Awaka merchant empire.
Which leaves 9,000 to go.
What the heck is that?
What the heck is what?
What is this place?
The power room, like it says on the door.
Yeah, but why the big birds?
What's so strange about chocobo power?
Chocobos? Those are chocobos?
What? You've never seen a chocobo? What kind of backwater island did you come from, anyway?
Miracles and oddities were starting to become daily routine on this trip.
A very common scene that is easily missed. Oh, hey, book. Now, if we go in here... Oh, look, it's Keeper. Oh, it's Potter. I've gotten seasick. I think I'm gonna... You want this remedy, mate? He seems real sick, yeah? I'm hiding over here because I'm gonna get sick too if I watch him. Kick the suitcase. Get a potion. That's not theft at all.
I'm not at liberty to talk about our plan.
Restricted area. Our operation depends on this cargo.
Once again, being someone who knows about the game, I know what's back there. These two guys are the reason the events take place here. Partly why I kinda want to hurt them right now. If anyone's curious, I will go into detail about it. Just say so in chat, otherwise I will just continue on. Just know, I really don't like those two. Now, what the game's been wanting you to do this entire time is go over there and eavesdrop on the conversation. But first,
I don't know who you are or where you came from.
that pretty much sums up my entire life.
If you interfere with Yuna's pilgrimage, we won't take it lightly.
I mean, I didn't plan on it.
I don't know who you are or where you came from.
Yo, Waka.
Come to think of it, I haven't told you where we're going. First to Kilika Island. Then we change boats and head for Luca. For that though, Yuna's gotta pray at the temple. I'll be guarding. We'll be praying for the Aurochs' victory too, so you come along, yeah?
Great plan.
Hey, it is a great plan.
Don't look at me.
That's supposed to be your hint? That Lulu isn't exactly religious. You don't get very many hints, so you have to pay attention. This is Kamari Ronso. All he does is shake his head at you, because you are a disappointment. And you have no right to be in the presence of a Ronso, because you are pathetic and don't have a horn. Anyway.
Word is, that summoner's got noble blood. I heard she's Lord Braska's daughter. You don't say.
Lord Braska's daughter?
I heard she's Lord Braska's daughter. Wait, did I just call Lord Braska? Never mind.
So, is Yuna's father famous or something?
She's the daughter of High Summoner Braska. You saw his statue at the temple. Lord Braska defeated Sin 10 years ago. Yuna's the heir to a great legacy.
It's tough when your father's famous.
Huh?
Waka's a bit lacking in the imagination department.
Huh?
Thanks, Lulu. I'll keep that in mind.
Once again, wordplay, being crafty. They played it very well there to imply that you can have a conversation with someone in the presence of someone else, and everything being said is going over someone's head. In that instance, Lulu understood that the main character Titus, or in this case me, his father, is some sort of famous figure. She picked up on that immediately. Now let's have some conversations. Should I practice kick passes too? I'll be honest, I have no idea if this has any sort of reputation check. All I know is, eventually he's going to play a game. And if this does have an element of affecting his game, I would like to affect it in a way that would be helpful. Should I practice kick passes too? You bet your ass you should. I forgot he said that. Okay, I'll pretend I'm kicking with my hands. Smartass. He's really bad at kicking. And I always end up having to practice with him. But what can you do, yeah? Victory will be ours! Victory! Victory! We're taking over the cup no matter what! Yeah! Ha! Ah!
Lord Braska's daughter? She just might have a chance.
We'll get her to Kilika, we will.
She does have a name, you know. Yuna.
Lady Yuna.
Well then, we pray for Lady Yuna's safe passage.
Respectable. I'm now worried because it's been a very long time since I've been to this point. I feel like I want to save here. I'm going to save here because I want to end off the stream before we end up in the big boss fight. However, I want to see the scenes before it without triggering that fight. So, I might accidentally overstep my bounds into the fight of it.
The wind. It's nice. You're a blitzball player, aren't you? From Xanarkin, right?
You hear that from Waka?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Waka. Waka doesn't believe me at all.
But I believe you.
Huh?
I've heard in Xanarkin, there is a great stadium, all lit up, even at night.
Huh?
Great blitzball tournaments are held there, and the stands are always full.
How do you know that?
A man named Jack told me. He was my father's guardian.
Checked. My father. His name is Jecht.
Amazing! You know, our meeting like this must be the blessing of Yevon.
Sounds like him, but it can't be him.
Why not?
My old man, he died. 10 years ago, off the coast of Xanarkin.
I'm sorry.
He went out to sea for training one day, and never came back. And no one's seen him since then.
Why, that's the day that Jecht came to Spira.
But,
It's true, I first met Jecht 10 years and 3 months ago. I remember that was the day my father left. The date fits, doesn't it?
Yeah, but how would he get here?
You're here, are you not?
do you think you're doing? Stick a harpoon in him and we'll all get dragged under.
Sid is going for Kilika. We gotta distract it.
Our families are in Kilika. Forgive us, Lady Summoner. Wait! Oh boy!
I need to make a point. Right here coming up, when I first got this game back when I very first saw it and I was playing, the very first disc I got was bugged. Right here. Where the water splashes on, but before Titus hits the boxes. The game would have that scene and lock up. And so I would never see this fight. And this is the very boss battle I was referring to when I saved. So, I'll just give you a quick rundown on how this boss battle will work. Because this is the boss battle I plan to do a bit of an exploit with. As you can see, there are 3 enemies in front of us. The Sin Scales. Each one of them can essentially just be one-shotted out of the way. And then you've got Sin the Boss Fin in the background there. The idea is, that's the boss. You want to do damage to that. These things are just a distraction. The exploit? Sin doesn't do damage to you. These guys do. You wail on these things, keep them from doing damage to you. The boss spawns more, and you just farm them down. Farm them for long enough, you'll get ability spheres, power spheres, speed spheres, you'll get all the spheres that you need for the sphere grid, as well as AP points for each one you kill. On top of that, as you kill them, you're earning bonus points towards modes. Modes are ways of earning energy towards your overdrive. The current and default one is set to when you take damage. This one is horrible. It's slow, and it's ineffective, especially on those who don't take the damage, like your mages or your dodgers, which are like Yuna, Titus, and Waka. With Titus, what you really want is the one that does damage. In Orin's case, you want the one that essentially kills people outright. In Yuna's case, you want the one that gets built when you heal. And there's many different ones from many different characters in the game, so this is the good opportunity to build up towards the one doing damage and the one killing, which can be helpful all the way through the game. So yes, that's going to wrap up our stream. This is the moment where your typical streamer would look towards his following page and see who's streaming. But as I examine my following list, I'm noticing that there's essentially no one streaming right now. In the future, I plan to end off my streams when a bunch of Together to the Top streamers are starting. So, handing you off to someone will be relatively simple. So who am I going to pass this off onto? So, let's firstly bring us back to here. And let's find someone to raid. Oh! I didn't realize she was live. Oh, perfect. That works perfectly. Now, because I am a scrub streamer, I now have to figure out how to send you guys over to her. Right. So we're off to go raid Mooncake. Just make sure I spell it right. So yes, when you head over there, tell them where I sent, where you were sent from. Tell them to gather to the top, and make sure to enjoy their stream, alright? Let me just make sure they are still streaming. Yep, they're still streaming. So, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next one.